Harry Kane's agent has officially met with the management at Manchester United over what seems to be a very big possibility transfer for the club. Manchester United. Harry Kane could be moving to Manchester United, and this could be quite good news for the club Manchester United, as the agent of Harry Kane, who happens to be his only agent, and his brother, he's called Charlie Kane, has met with Manchester United. This and more coming in about what they have discussed and what is definitely going to be happening. Anyway, hello everyone, and thank you for being part of the United chapter. And make your point, subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on whatever we've definitely got to bring to, as long as it is sport and as long as it is Manchester United related, right about here at the United chapter with me, your host Abu KALS, as we talk sport and more especially we talk transfers in the transfer season. If you are interested in knowing who is going where, who is remaining at the club, who is the club buying and selling, just make it a point, subscribe, ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on anything in this transfer season, as you definitely know that the transfer season is definitely here. It is the summer transfer window right here. It's definitely knocking. Anyway, we are now talking about Harry Kane. Harry Kane is a big hot cake as we talk right about now. It will be remembered that Manchester City tried to have Harry Kane in 2021. 2021, they tried to have Harry Kane, but they miserably failed. They had the money. They were willing to pay any money that Harry Kane wanted. And definitely it didn't go on as planned for them, and they ended up missing out on Harry Kane. And now Manchester United has had a shot on the cake, and right about now his agent has had a few words with the management at the club Manchester United. However, before we even go any further, does Manchester United need Harry Kane or Harry Kane needs Manchester United? I think both parties, is going to be a win-win for both of them. Anyway, let's see. There is a striker crisis at Manchester United. You will believe, you'll brave with me. You'll move along with me, I think, because if I say that there is a striker crisis at Manchester United, I think I'm very right. From the very first day, things didn't go on. Actually, when we look at Edinson Cavani was a very good striker, but he left the club. There is a problem with the number 9 at the club, Manchester United. When you see the number 9s that have been available at Manchester United, they have not been able to perform to the expectations of the managers. Anyway, looking at Edinson Cavani, he was a good one, but he did impress, and he left the club. Then Cristiano Ronaldo, same thing. Cristiano Ronaldo was a very good one, I must say, but something didn't go on quite well between Cristiano Ronaldo and Erik ten Hag. And also, I remember talking about that story, but I would not want to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo again, bringing him into these transfers. But I think it's right too. Seeing what happened, Cristiano Ronaldo, I think, with some people asking me, why did Cristiano Ronaldo fail under Erik ten Hag? I think Cristiano Ronaldo is a good player, and up to date, he's a good football player. But I think every player, no matter how good you are, you're subject to substitution, no matter how good you are. When the manager thinks that you are not giving 100, or even if you're giving 100 but you're not on form, and there is somebody who can play better than you at the moment, you need to. I think Cristiano Ronaldo would have been a very good football player for Manchester United, but not starting all games as Erik ten Hag definitely thought. And I think Erik ten Hag was right. I think he was definitely right to let him go. I think he was definitely right on that. So you can see the number 9 crisis that is on there. Then recently, you remember that it was Wout Weghorst, and when it was coming, possibly we thought, Wout Weghorst, it could bring a bit of there could be a bit of change when it comes to number 9s of Manchester United. But Wout Weghorst has, I think, it's been worse. It's not scored goals at Manchester United. I mean, he's a sporting striker. He's not scored goals. He's what's happened is we thought possibly, though he was on loan at 2.8 million pound from Besiktas and Burnley, combination of the two. Well, I thought there would be something better. I thought he would bring something more to the table, at least score 10 plus goals at least, but he's not scored even 5 goals. So the good thing was on loan. It was not a permanent deal, and I think he's definitely out right about now. He's out of the picture right about now, and keeping him would be the worst thing that Manchester United would do, I think. And looking at Marcus Rashford, yeah, he's had a very brilliant season and he's not a number 9. There's a lot of pressure on him, on Marcus Rashford. Sometimes he plays as a number 9, but there's a lot of pressure on him because he's not a number 9. He was scoring goals left, right, but he's not a number 9. So I think that was not the best of things for Manchester United to do signing vault figures because he didn't impress. And then looking at Marshall, also Marshall, injury prone. Definitely things have not gone on quite well with the striking section at Manchester United. And as we speak right about now, the fact that Harry Kane is in the picture, and Harry Kane has proved, he's got nothing to prove whether he will come and impress in the Premier League. Already he's been in the Premier League. He scored against Manchester United, Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Southampton, that is already relegated. He scored quite a number of goals against Premier League clubs. So it will be remembered that him as a football player, as a striker, is what Manchester United definitely need. And I think Manchester United should give it 100% chance of succeeding and 0% chance of failure on getting Harry Kane. Harry Kane is a top scorer. He doesn't do much about defense, midfield, because he's not the kind of football player. That's not him. He's about scoring. And he's one of I can compare Harry Kane to the likes of Ruud van Nistelrooy. Ruud van Nistelrooy was the kind of football player that when you give him a ball as a striker, he knows where to put it, and that is in the net. He's not bothered about defending. As a striker, sometimes you need to go back when things are not going on quite well. You need to go back, and I saw that with Cristiano Ronaldo. He won't just sit there, and while the club is the team is not performing quite well, you're losing. He won't just wait for balls to score. He'll go in the defense and help out in the midfield. That's him. But that's not the kind of football player Harry Kane is. Harry Kane knows his job is being a striker. His job is scoring goals, and what he will do is to make sure that he scores goals. And when you look at his statistics, how he's we need to look at his statistics at one point in time and see how definitely he's performed over the time. But also, Manchester United, because there is a striker scarcity at Manchester United. Manchester United has been linked to quite a number of strikers, but Harry Kane being on top of the list. There's also been a Nigerian football player who goes by the names of Victor Osimhen, who's been playing for Napoli and has won the trophy for Napoli because he scored quite a big number of goals for them, and he's been linked to a big number of clubs too. But Manchester United also is very interested in Victor Osimhen. And right about now, Manchester United has its biggest option that it has. Anyway, what Manchester United is looking at is signing a striker, and the strikers that are on the lane to be signed. One of them is Harry Kane, The other one is Victor Osimhen and also Ivan Toney from uh, where does Ivan Toney play for? Brentford. So Ivan Toney plays for Brentford and is also linked to the club Manchester United. And he's been playing very well for Brentford and scored quite a big number of goals. But he's not as experienced as the 29-year-old Harry Kane. And Victor Osimhen, let's see, among us the three football players, the three strikers, who could be the best signing for Manchester United? Victor Osimhen has impressed has impressed at Napoli. And when he's been at Napoli, he's definitely played very, very well and scored quite a number of goals. We need to see Victor Osimhen's. We need to see Victor Osimhen's statistics. But he scored quite a big number of goals, and undoubtedly, if he joins the club Manchester United, that will be one of the best things that the club can definitely, that Manchester United can do. Oh, for some reason, I'm not getting his statistics. What's happening here? Victor Osimhen statistics, because we need to compare all the three football players and see who is going to be the best one. Nigerian superstar Victor Osimhen. Okay, so when he's been in the Serie A, I remember Napoli took this the trophy of Serie A. It ended first. Definitely. And looking at statistics, he scored 23 goals in 29 appearances last season, so 2022, so 2023. Then scored 14 goals on 22, 2021, and 10 goals. You can see he's been improving from 10, 14, 23. The coming season could be 30, possibly, maybe 25, 27. So Manchester United could be doing great having him. Now we're talking about three wonderful strikers. We're talking about Victor Osimhen, we're talking about Harry Kane, and we're talking about Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney is not as experienced as Harry Kane. He's in the Premier League. He scored a number of goals in the Premier League, but not as experienced as Harry Kane. And I think Harry Kane takes a bonus there. And then when you look at Victor Osimhen, when it comes to Manchester United, he could. We've seen Haaland coming to Manchester United from Europe and performing very well, extremely well. So we could be seeing something like that again. However, you cannot be sure because he's not played the Premier League. He can come and things don't go well. But with Harry Kane, it's a must that he will definitely play quite well because he knows the Premier League inside out. He's played the Premier League very well. He's scored against Premier League clubs and he's always playing in the Premier League. And he's scored a number of goals in the Premier League. Let's see statistics. I'll just talk about his statistics per goals per season. From 2014 to 2022 for the club Tottenham Hotspurs. Anyway, from 2014 he had 21 goals. 2014, he had 21 goals. Then the next season was 25, and then 29 goals. Then his best season I think was 30 goals season 2017, 2018, 30 goals in 37 appearances and made a magic 2 appearances, and then he's managed to score 17 goals the next season, then 18 goals, 23 goals, 17 goals, then the last season was also magic for him. Scored very many goals and many assists in a number of games. So Harry Kane, definitely, I think him joining Manchester United, that will be the best thing Manchester United will have done for themselves in this coming season, because they need a top scorer. You need a scorer like Harry Kane. You need a player who's going to score 25 plus goals, 27 plus goals for you. For a club like Manchester United that has a lot of money, I think spending the money isn't the problem, but spending it on who? And the right football player to spend the money on is none other than Harry Kane. And I think that is what I had for Harry Kane, as talks have been in they have been quite we've had talks. Manchester United has had talks with Harry Kane's brother, who happens to be called Charlie Kane, and he only has one client, and that's his brother. So Charlie Kane definitely had talks with Manchester United, and everything is seemingly to be going on quite well, as it is said that £100 is what could be Manchester United giving to Spurs for this transfer. And also the wages have been discussed, and we're waiting to hear what will be coming up. If you're interested in transfers, just make it a point, subscribe, ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever we've definitely got to bring to, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Manchester United related, right about here at the United chapter with me, your host Abu KALS. As we are in the transfers, do not forget subscribe and ring that notification bell. Thank you and goodbye for now.